What? What? You what? You think? You think?
It doesn't matter what you think!
Uh-oh. Oh, the show's on. Hello, everyone. Well, as you can see, today we're talking about this bad boy. How smart your phone is. Well, let's get to it. As always, I'm your favorite teacher, Soroosh. And today, as I mentioned before, we're talking about smartphones. Now, look at the phone screen below. How many of the apps and functions do you have on your phone? Yeah, take a look. All right, very good. Now, I need you to match the icons in A to activities 1 to 13. Which can you use when you aren't online? Okay, this is your gig. You and your friend talk about the functions of the phone. Match them. I'll be waiting. And if you're ready, well, let's listen and repeat the activities. Let me get my headphone as well.
11.9. 1. Share a photo. 2.
Download an app.
3. Skype a friend. 4.
Send a text message.
5. Upload a video. 6.
Message a friend.
7. Post a tweet. 8.
Send an email.
9. Take a photo. 10.
Get directions.
11. Read a book. 12.
Get in shape.
13. Listen to a song.
All right, very good. So these are some applications that you have on your phone. For example, Skype, App Store, Facebook or Twitter. Right now we have Instagram. Okay, so which ones do you use? Which ones are your favorites? Speak it up with your friends. Well done, not bad. Now, I want you to match the words and the pictures. Then you can listen and check. The show goes on. Okay, take your time. And if you're ready, let's listen and check together.
11.10. 2.
Attachment.
5. Bluetooth. 3.
Log in.
4. Search. 1.
Wi-Fi.
Okay, as easy as that. Now, you're going to listen to 3 people. 1, 2, 3. Okay? A, B, C. And they're going to talk about their phones. This bad boy right here. Okay? So I need you to listen. Now, what's the first thing they say they use their phones for? So what do they use their phones for as the first function? Okay, if you're ready, let's get to it.
11.11. A.
What kind of phone do you have?
I have an iPhone.
How old is it?
About 2 years old.
How often do you change phones?
Not very often, I would say. I'm not particularly worried about having the latest phone. I just want one that works well. I usually keep my phone about 4 years, if I don't lose it, that is.
What do you use your phone for the most?
Probably the internet and messaging, things like Snapchat, Facebook Messenger.
So you don't use it much to actually talk to people?
No, I don't.
What other apps do you use a lot?
I use the weather one a lot, and I have a couple of games I like playing, and Skype. I use Skype from time to talk to my brother because he lives in Toronto.
Do you have any unusual apps that you sometimes use?
I have one to track the food that I eat, but I don't use it every day. And I have a photo editing app.
B.
B.
What kind of phone do you have?
An Android smartphone. A Samsung. Galaxy, I think.
Is it new?
About 6 months old.
How often do you change phones?
About every 2 to 3 years.
What do you use it for the most?
Receiving phone calls from other people or looking up things on the internet.
What apps do you have that you use a lot?
An online banking app. I use that a lot. Email, of course, and the Kindle app, the e-reader.
Do you like reading on your phone?
No, I prefer reading real books, paperworks, but I always have my phone with me, so there are lots of times, like on the bus or if I'm waiting for somebody, I can read a book on my phone.
Do you have any unusual apps that you sometimes use?
I have an app so I can order a taxi from my local taxi company.
Okay.
C.
C.
What kind of phone do you have?
An iPhone.
How often do you change your phone?
When my contract lets me upgrade it, which is, I don't know, every 2 or 3 years.
What do you use your phone for the most?
Email, text messages, internet, and phone. I mean, talking. In that order.
What apps do you use a lot?
Apart from mail and Google, you mean?
Yes.
Twitter, CNN News, and various transportation apps for buying train tickets or seeing what time they are.
Do you have any unusual apps that you sometimes use?
I have a night sky app. If it's a starry night, I sometimes use that. You point your phone at the sky, and it tells names of the stars and planets and things.
Okay, very nice, very good. If you need, you can rewind and listen multiple times. Now check with your friends, check your notes. So speaker A talks about the internet. Speaker B talks about receiving phone calls from other people. And speaker C talks about emails. Very good. But we're not done yet. You're going to listen again one more time. Follow me. As I said, amigo, so you're going to listen and match the speakers A, B, C to numbers 1 to 9. Okay, this is your gig. Let's go. One more round.
11.11. A.
What kind of phone do you have?
I have an iPhone.
How old is it?
About 2 years old.
How often do you change phones?
Not very often, I would say. I like to, I'm not particularly worried about having the latest phone. I just want one that works well. I usually keep my phone about 4 years, if I don't lose it, that is.
What do you use your phone for the most?
Probably the internet and messaging, things like Snapchat, Facebook Messenger.
So you don't use it much to actually talk to people?
No, I don't.
What other apps do you use a lot?
I use the weather one a lot, and I have a couple of games I like playing, and Skype. I use Skype from time to talk to my brother because he lives in Toronto.
Do you have any unusual apps that you sometimes use?
I have one to track the food that I eat, but I don't use it every day. And I have a photo editing app.
B.
What kind of phone do you have?
An Android smartphone. A Samsung. Galaxy, I think.
Is it new?
About 6 months old.
How often do you change phones?
About every 2 to 3 years.
What do you use it for the most?
Receiving phone calls from other people or looking up things on the internet.
What apps do you have that you use a lot?
An online banking app. I use that a lot. Email, of course, and the Kindle app, the e-reader.
Do you like reading on your phone?
No, I prefer reading real books, paperworks, but I always have my phone with me, so there are lots of times, like on the bus or if I'm waiting for somebody, I can read a book on my phone.
Do you have any unusual apps that you sometimes use?
I have an app so I can order a taxi from my local taxi company.
Last one.
C.
What kind of phone do you have?
An iPhone.
How often do you change your phone?
When my contract lets me upgrade it, which is, I don't know, every 2 or 3 years.
What do you use your phone for the most?
Email, text messages, internet, and phone. I mean, talking. In that order.
What apps do you use a lot?
Apart from mail and Google, you mean?
Yes.
Twitter, CNN News, and various transportation apps for buying train tickets or seeing what time they are.
Do you have any unusual apps that you sometimes use?
I have a night sky app. If it's a starry night, I sometimes use that. You point your phone at the sky, and it tells you the names of the stars and planets and things.
All right, great. Check your answers with your friends. There's no rush. So, which speaker doesn't want the newest phone? Well, it's A. Which speaker often checks train times on his or her phone? That is C. Which speaker doesn't have an iPhone? It's B. Yeah, I think he has an Android. Number 4, which speaker prefers normal books to ebooks? B. Which speaker likes playing games on his or her phone? That is A. Which speaker gets a new phone when the contract lets him or her? That is C. Which speaker uses an app to track his or her money? That is B. Which speaker has an app that he or she uses only at night? Well, that is C. And which speaker uses an app to help with his or her diet? That is A. Okay, very good. Now, it's your turn again. You and your friend. What phones do you have? How often do you change phones? What 3 things do you do most on your phone? Is there anything on the list here that you never do on your phone? Why or why not? Do you have any apps apart from the ones in 1A, the apps that we saw, that you use a lot? So which apps do you use a lot? Let's change it that way. And what are they? And number 5, do you have any unusual apps on your phone? What are they? Unusual apps. Okay? This is your turn. Speak as much as you can. You can do it. Good. Not bad at all. Now, I need you to look at photos 1 to 6. What can you see? Yeah, take your time. What do you see in the photos? All right. Very good. Take your notes. All right. Now we've got work to do. Follow me. Life before the internet. I need you to read this article. It's about the items that I just showed you. Yeah. What did the people use each thing for? Okay, this is your gig. I'll be waiting.
A few moments later.
Interesting, isn't it? The internet changed everything, made everything easier. Now let's read it together. This morning in the office, somebody mentioned carbon paper. What's that? Our intern, Francesca, asked. She genuinely had no idea. For all of you who are too young to remember, we used carbon paper to make 1 or 2 copies of a document as it was typed. That's where the term CC, or carbon copy, came from. After that conversation, we started to remember life before the internet. Can you remember any of these? Okay, now let's see the other items. So, we know what's that, carbon copy. The fax machines. Number 3, sending an email is so easy these days, but some years ago, when you needed to send something to somebody urgently and the mail was too slow, you sent a fax. When they were introduced in the 1970s, people thought they were a technological miracle. Yeah, you can print something and send it over the phone in seconds. Magic. Yeah, but right now we have emails, so it's much more easier. The yellow pages. I don't know about this one. If you needed to make an appointment with your hair stylist or call for Chinese takeout, what did you do? You look up the phone number or address in a big fat yellow book, the yellow pages. Amazingly, it still exists online.
NANI?
Interesting. Encyclopedias. These days we have Wikipedia, right? When you needed information for your homework or to win an argument, you looked it up in an enormous, very big, large encyclopedia. Sometimes 10 or 12 books of information in alphabetical order. Some people had them at home or they went to a library. Okay, next one, Walkmans. This is how we listen to music. Oh yeah, I remember. We had cassette players at that time. A Walkman was a lot heavier than an MP3 player. And if you didn't have the cassette or CD of a song, you couldn't listen to it. Now, these days we have YouTube Music, we have Spotify, and we use it on our phone. Okay, and last but not least, a Thomas Guide. If you had a meeting or job interview or you wanted to go to a new restaurant in a part of town you didn't know, what did you always take with you? Your Thomas Guide maps and your reading glasses to read the streets' names because they were so small. Oh yeah. So right now we have Google Maps. All right, so we use encyclopedias. Number one, people use them to look up information. Number two, okay, we have the carbon copy to make 2 copies of a document. And number three, the fax machine. We can say the previous versions of emails. And number four, the yellow pages, and they are actually available these days. And number five, Walkmans to listen to music. And last one, a Thomas Guide. Right now we use Google Map for that. Interesting, isn't it? Life changed so much. And I can't seem to imagine what's going to happen in the future. Well, I guess time will tell. But before we move on, talk to your partner. Do you do any of these things? How often? Why or why not? Go to the bank. Go to travel agents. Buy CDs. Look something up in an encyclopedia. Use phone booth. Buy stamps. Look at paper maps. Write by hand or read printed books. Do you use any of them? Or do you do any of these items? How often? Why or why not? Okay, back to you. And now to the most boring part of the show. All right, I'm joking. No, it's not boring. You got me. All right? Now look at the 3 sentences. Do you agree? Say why or why not. Let's see. Men use the internet more than women. The best place for children to learn how to use new technology is at school. It's bad manners to use your phone when you're having lunch or dinner. So, what do you think? First, take your time, talk about it. I'll wait for you. Yeah, you can do it. Or if not, well, if you're ready, okay, let's see. What's the next step? Now look at the sentences in A again, the sentences that you just discussed. Yeah? Complete the rules with use the or don't use the. Okay? Write these. Test yourself. You've got all the time in the world. I'll be waiting. Okay? So let's see. Before superlatives, do you use the? Okay, let's see. This is the biggest town in the world. That's the fastest car in the world. Yeah, we use it. Yeah, we use that. When you talk about people or things in general, do you use the? Okay, let's see. All right. We don't use the. Before meals or some general places, lunch, work, college, do you use the? No. Okay, let's see you at lunch. When there is only one of something, it's unique. Moon, sun, the internet. Yes, you use the. So today we're going to talk about the. T-H-E. All right, now follow me. I need to explain it to you. Everyone, listen.
11.12. 1. The.
Can you close the window, please? Can you check their address on the internet? It's the best restaurant I know.
2. No article.
Men are usually more interested in sports than women. She's my mother's cousin. That's Tom's chair. What time did you have breakfast? Jim goes to school by bus. Karen's studying physics in college.
All right, very good. Now, step by step with me. First, a or an or the. We often use a the first time we mention a person or a thing. Okay, for example, let's have a pizza. The second time, the pizzas are very good here. So it's clear that what we're talking about, right? So when it's clear what we're talking about, we use the. Close the window that is open, all right? Or when we're talking about something unique, there's only one of it in the world, the moon, the sun, the internet. And before superlatives, we know that the biggest, the best, the fastest. Now, we don't usually use the when we talk about people or things in general. General conversations. Men are more interested in sports than women, for example. That's general, and it's not always true, okay? It's just an example. We don't usually use the before possessive apostrophe s. For example, she's my mother's cousin, not she's my mother's cousin. It doesn't make sense. And we don't usually use the with meals like breakfast, lunch, dinner, etc. Or by plus transportation. For example, go by car, travel by train. You don't say, no, go by the car, go by the bus, all right? And general places, work, school, college, bed, home. Now, my friends, I need you to take a screenshot from this page if you need, because we want to practice together. As always, I have two sets for you. So, set one, circle the correct word or phrase, and B, complete with the or just a blank. All right, this is your gig. Take your time. You can do it yourself or with friends. And at the same time, you can look at the screenshot that you took. Okay, this isn't a test. This is just a practice. Take your time. And if you're ready, well, click play, and I've got your back. How much time do you spend on the internet? Number one, my brother is in college studying math. Number two, I love traveling by train. Number three, we're going to visit my aunt or aunt on the weekend. Yeah. Let's stay at home. I don't want to go out. Number five, I love reading novels. Number six, Yolanda is the best superlative student in our class. Number seven, I love clear nights when you can see the moon. Unique. Number eight, that's the man I told you about yesterday. So we're talking about a specific thing. Number nine, can you open the door for me, please? Number 10, he had breakfast late this morning. Okay, so you got it. Now, look, it's the longest river in the world. Number one, what time do you finish work? Number two, I don't like people who talk loudly at the movies. Number three, the children behaved very badly yesterday. Number four, Lorena doesn't like dogs. Number five, where do you usually have lunch during the week? Number six, the sun came out, so we went for a walk. Number seven, can you pass the salt, please? Number eight, my brother chose the most expensive ice cream. Number nine, last year we went on vacation by car. And number 10, is James in the office today? He wasn't in yesterday. Okay, as easy as that. Now you can use the in the right place. All the way to the last set in the house. You can see my headphones, right? All right. Now listen to the phrases below. How is the pronounced in the two groups? Why? Okay, let's see.
11.13 1.
The alphabet. The end. The internet.
2.
The president. The sun. The world.
All right, so look, the. First of all, look, teeth, tongue, teeth, the. And they tell me, teacher, why it's D in here? Look, I, E, A, O, U, huh? A, E, I, the vowels, right? So when you are facing vowels after the, it's the alphabet, the end, the internet. And the other ones, consonants, the president, the sun, the word, the world. Okay? Now you can practice with me, or you can listen one more time. The alphabet, the end, the internet, the president, the sun, the world. Oh, this brings back memory.
The world, Chico. And everything in it.
I always tell the truth, even when I lie. All right. Now, work in pairs, you and your friend. A chooses a circle, think of 3 things, places, etc. and tell B. B respond and ask for more information, then change roles. Be careful to only use the when it's necessary. For example, I think women like shopping but men don't. I'm not sure. I'm a man and I like shopping. Okay, so you have 3 things men usually like doing but women don't. 3 ways that the internet makes your life easier. 3 things women usually like doing but not men. Men don't like doing it. Okay, and all the other items. Choose and speak it up. Speak as much as you can. And that's the practice for today, everyone. Thank you for watching. As always, you can put a comment down below and I will get back to you. You have the channel's WhatsApp link. If you need a lesson or if you have questions, you can contact me. You can also download the slides in the description part. And by the way, I have good news for you. We've decided to spice up the content a little bit. Yes, I will be teaching you the courses, but we will have different types of videos for you as well. And we're trying to make the videos as interesting as possible. Until then, my friends, see you next time. Bye-bye.